What's up, Blade Breakers? We got an exciting unboxing for you. This is a recolor. So it is Takara Tommy, which is nice. And I did make sure to buy two because this one is a little cheaper than they usually are. Sometimes you get ones that are like $100 or something crazy. And that's just too much for me to buy two of them. But this one was only probably about $40. Obviously, we're not going to look at this because we're a little late on the actual unboxing itself. But this is going to be a really good one. I love recolors, and I really like when they paint the blade. So obviously it's painted. You guys can see that very clearly. And we did get the knife out just for this unboxing. So, oh man, I cannot wait to talk about this. This is going to be so cool. I am loving this already. The parts aren't necessarily the greatest. It is, of course, the same as the stock combo, but I'm not really too worried about that. The colors is really what we're here to talk about. And look at that. It's got like the sparkles or whatever you want to call it in the bit here. It is high resistance, which is nice. And it is taper, right? So this is obviously 560 because it is the same stock combo, but it is HELLS Chain, not Scythe Incendio, because I don't like that name. I like HELLS Chain way better. But that's because I enjoyed the naming combination of the original generation. So like Dragoon Storm, right? The S would go after the name Dragoon. And so with this, HELLS Chain, and then HELLS Scythe, and then whatever the third one is, I forget. But I'm just loving the black. Obviously, it does have like that evil look to it, and it does give that Black Dronzer-esque vibe. Just because black seems to be the color of evil in most media. Don't know why that is. I think it looks really clean. This tip is obviously taper, which is really nice. And then if you look, this has all the sparkly bits on the green and the black, which I actually really do enjoy. I think there's times when the sparkles are kind of overdone and they're not very cool. And it's kind of like, wow, that's way too much sparkles for me. But with how dark this is, I think the super neon green, light colored sparkles, that's all a good combination, I think, for it. And especially because the bit chip is green, which we'll show you guys in a second. So overall, I think 5 is decent. Like, it's better than 4, obviously. And taper's okay, right? Taper's not the greatest, but I do like the black look to it. And I just realized it's going to be really hard to see in the Hasbro Stadium when we are battling with this. So I might have to switch out to my Takara Tommy Stadium. We'll check and see. I do have one with a green Extreme Lime, so maybe we'll try to do that because it won't have the black base. So it'll probably be difficult to see. So we'll decide once we get there. But check that out. It does have a tiny bit of sparkles on the bottom here and on this like almost a clearish part where the launcher hooks are, like underneath those, which I guess I don't mind. You can tell it's definitely a different plastic. It's not a painted metal. And even, I don't know if you guys can see very well on the camera here, but this piece right here is actually almost like a light black that's like kind of see-through, translucent type of black. And it has the sparkles, and then you have like the straight matte black with the gloss finish that really, really brings it home. And look at that bit chip. That is awesome. Oh man, I am loving this. It's like got like a skeleton color, which I think is really cool. Kind of like that faded gray with some white highlights. I really do like the green. The green flames is really awesome. I think this is probably one of my favorites. Obviously, Cobalt Drake would be up there, but I only have one, so I'm just going to keep him in the case so I don't have to battle with him and then get him destroyed, which would suck. Definitely has like that fiendish, evil sinister look to it. I really like this. I'm so glad I was able to get 2 and that they made this one a little bit cheaper than some of the others, like the gold Leon Claw. That one I really wanted 2 of, but we'll have to settle for 1. I love the recolors that these guys are bringing out for Takara Tomy. I'm really hoping to see... oh, wow. Well, it's a good thing I bought 2. This one has already got some damage. That's crazy. I am not really sure. I don't really have too big of fingernails right now, but... yeah, that's really upsetting. All right, well, it's a good thing we're going to battle with this one. Shoot. All right, well... let me know if you guys got one, if yours had any damage or anything like that. I really love the black. It's really sleek, really good looking. We will weigh it here in just a second, but I just want to keep looking at it because that gloss is awesome. Here we go. We'll give you the clicks here real quick. So only one really big satisfying click, but the bit chip, especially when it's centered, is really, really clean. I love the look of that. That is awesome. I cannot wait to battle this. It looks so good when it's fully assembled. We'll go ahead and weigh everything for you guys. Turn the old scale on, you know what I'm saying? Probably a good idea, right? 33.4. For contrast, we do have the standard one. So 33.3 and 33.4. So it's literally 0.1 gram difference. I don't think that most of you guys are buying it for competitive purposes or anything like that. I feel like most everybody's going to buy it because it looks cool and maybe they'll battle with it. Or once Hasbro comes out with one, I think that's when you're going to see a lot of people start to buy them up and get multiple of the same bay. So 46.49, that's pretty good. That's obviously Phoenix. And 42.4. So still 4 grams lighter, unfortunately. It seems like a lot of the bays just don't measure up to the weight of Phoenix, but that's okay. I honestly couldn't care less. Just the fact that this is black is really, really awesome. I really love the color choices that they made with this one. And I like that the bit chip actually looks pretty good almost wherever you have it. Like, it almost looks perfect. I'm just going through the clicks here. It looks pretty good in every position that you can have. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like this one? Or would you like something like that a little bit better? So it's, I mean, obviously when you're battling, it's going to spin and stuff like that and not be in the same spot when you're done. But I think it's awesome. We're going to go ahead. We will battle with this bad boy. We'll do kind of some test launches and see if it even stays in the stadium at all. Because I do think, yeah, I mean, oh, that's not terrible. I think it matches pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. Is that too much? We'll do a test spin real quick. So pretty clean lines from the new Incendio. Gosh, I don't even want to call it Incendio. Hell's Chain sounds so much better. All right, so here we go. Tilt launch now. So very different, right? That behavior, I mean, it's the same as the actual Scythe Incendio and Chain Incendio we just unboxed, but I think it really does behave differently on the tilt launch versus some of the other launches and stuff like that. So we'll kind of try a few different ones. We do have Knight Shield and Wizard Arrow, and then we'll do Sword Drawn as well. I think that's a good matchup with all 4 of these. You kind of get one from every area, and then clearly we're gonna do Hell's Chain versus Hell's Chain. So I think that's a good setup. I like to test the bays when we first get them with other Beyblades, right? That are of different typings, so you just don't get one typing and you never really see anything else from that typing. So we'll go ahead, we'll get this a little bit more centered there. So Arrow Wizard, and then we'll get the perfect, you know, gotta break in that metal painted coat. Self KO, which is never fun. But we'll go ahead, we'll do Night Shield next. I think that the defensive style bays are gonna be a lot better. And so he's kind of stuck in the middle. I'm hoping to see some smash attacks, but it looks like there aren't really gonna be any. It's gonna be a long one. And the life after death from both of those is amazing. Obviously, Taper is really good, and so is Needle for life after death. But we'll go ahead. Now it's time, you guys. Actually, we'll go ahead and do Sword Drawn first, and then we'll save the chain versus chain for last. All right, we're gonna try to launch him first. All right, obviously really strong when you are, you know, you take an attack type and you launch them first, but it's just test battles, you know, it's no big deal. We're gonna do the chain versus chain now, and we're gonna launch with a tilt just to try to not get a self KO. And then there's the KO for you guys. Okay, we'll go ahead, we'll just go one more. And try to kind of stitch this together. Another tilt launch. Really awesome. I love the look of this in the stadium. I honestly think it is super clean. And the way that it looks is probably one of the better colorways that you have seen. So we'll kind of do a small comparison of the two, right? You're gonna see they're literally the exact same. Like the only difference is the color, and this one is 0.1 grams heavier. So let me know, what do you guys think? Do you like the color choice here? Are you thinking you like this chain better than the colored version? I know for some of you, if you don't like green, I can see this one being kind of lame, where you're like, like if it was like red with black or blue with black or something like that, you might like that a little bit more. But I do like green. Green's one of my favorite colors, and so is black. So I wasn't going to be disappointed with this one. I think this one's really clean, really slick. I love the look of it. And it does perform very well in battles as well. I'm kind of one of those people that likes to use the stock combos, unless I have two of the same bay, and then I might switch it up and maybe put like an attack bit on here. I think that would be really cool. The ratchet, I think it's decent. It does kind of fit if you're looking at it from like a bottom up perspective, right? It does kind of fit with the chains. But you do see like this one right here kind of comes out a little bit on like on this blade here. And it is losing chunks of paint already. I'm so glad I bought two. But let me know, are you guys going to get two? Are you going to wait for the Hasbro release? I think waiting for the Hasbro release is a super smart move, especially if you're kind of low on funds and everything like that. But subscribe to all of my socials, right? TikTok, it's all linked in the description, and it's always Beyblade Professor, so you don't have to worry about different names and stuff like that. So thank you, Blade Breakers. We'll see you guys in the next one.